In the name of the one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Today gospel is interesting because it leads us not only to discover the model of discipleship that Jesus is developing, but it also let us realize the conflicts, the power struggles, the seeking of privileges, the desire of recognition, and the lack of empathy that existed between the 12 disciples that Jesus had called to follow him. They were not perfect. Those difficulties, more than 2,000 years later, have not really changed and are still present in many of our congregations today. Consequently, this is the challenge in discipleship that we must tackle and to remove from our congregations everything that doesn't allow us to advance as a communities of faith. Among the 12 disciples, only 3 formed the most inner circle around Jesus. There were 12, but 3 of them were the most inner circle of Jesus: Peter, James, and John. Only 3. Peter, James, and John. In fact, Jesus had given them nicknames. Peter, he called Peter Cephas, the rock. And the 2 brothers, James and John, he called Boanerges, the sons of thunder. That was the nickname, the son of thunder. Probably because of their strong, aggressive, and noisy character. These 2 brothers, James and John, are the same ones who will say to Jesus in Luke chapter 9, verse 54, when the Samaritans did not want to listen to Jesus. Master, do you want us to order fire to come down from heaven and destroy all these people? James and John, the son of thunders. So now in today's gospel, James and John approach Jesus once again, saying, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you. Grant us to sit, one at your right hand and one at your left, in your glory." Places of privilege. Jesus gives them and us a lesson of life. It is a lesson in how a true leader, a true disciple should be. Those who govern abuse you, and those who have power behave like tyrants, but it is not so among you. In other words, Jesus is telling us, in your communities, it cannot be like that. In your churches, it cannot be like that. In your congregations, it could not be like that. Whoever wishes to be a great among you must be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you must be a slave of all. This reminds me of the story of a farmer who lived alone in the top of a hill. One year, This farmer had an excellent harvest, which he stored in his barn. However, one afternoon he felt an earthquake that shocked the whole town. And at the distance, he noticed a huge tidal wave, a tsunami, that will destroy everything in his path. He knew that within minutes, it would flood the entire town. But there was not enough time to go and warn the people to evacuate a higher ground. Fortunately, he got an idea. So he took a torch and set fire to the barn, which immediately went up in flames. The barn with the harvest, with the excellent harvest inside. Subsequently, when the townspeople saw the fire, they all came out to see what was happening and ran up to the hill to help. Then, when they reached the top, they realized that the farmer had set fire to save their life. Eventually, when the farmer died some years later, the members of the town wrote in his tombstone, "He lived serving others, and he died serving others." Dear brothers and sisters, when we are willing to serve, even sacrificing ourselves, life acquires meaning. The society acquires meaning. The world acquires meaning. Last Sunday, we said that the discipleship is a process that never ends. Discipleship never ends. We are always developing it. So let us live our lives serving others and giving our best. Let us start doing small acts of service now, and we will feel in our hearts the satisfaction of the duty accomplished, because our joy will always be to serve. Amen.